This morning for breakfast, I had 2 eggs, cheese, sourdough toast, and berries on the side. But for 6 years, I wouldn't have eaten any of this. The bread, off limits. Dairy, off limits. Cheese, off limits, right? The butter, on the bread, too much fat. But now, this is my breakfast, daily, basically, and my skin has clearly never been clearer. Today, I'm showing you exactly how I eat, and I'm going to give you the principles of how I eat daily and weekly, plus what a few typical days on my Clear Code meal plan looks like, because I want you to see that you can have food freedom and still have clear skin. They are not mutually exclusive. And I know you might be thinking, but I've tried eating normally, right? And my skin got worse. I have to restrict sugar, dairy, and gluten or else I break out, and I get it. But here's what I've learned. It's not about eating perfectly or eating perfectly clean. It's about eating in a way that supports your natural root acne triggers, as well as balancing your blood sugar, your hormones, supporting your gut health while still enjoying your life. And it all comes down to understanding a few core principles. And once you understand these and you bake them into your life, metaphor or pun intended, you don't need to follow a meal plan. You just understand your philosophy and you know how to integrate it really easily. Hi there, my name is Therese and I had acne for over 15 years. I tried every restrictive diet on the planet, paleo, keto, no sugar, no dairy, no gluten, no fun, no muffins. And it wasn't until I learned how to eat for clear skin specifically that my skin cleared entirely. And now I have pizza on Friday nights, donuts on the weekends. My skin has never been better. And I've helped over 1,000 women do the same. Restriction doesn't work long term, but balanced, sustainable action steps do. By the end of this video, you're going to understand the 5 core principles I follow that allow me to eat anything without breaking out, the 80-20 approach that makes food freedom possible, what a typical few days of eating actually looks like for me, including pizza and donuts, of course, and how you can start eating this way without food fear. Let's start with the principles, because once you understand these, everything else makes sense. There are 5 principles that make food freedom possible from a clear skin perspective. Principle number 1 is blood sugar balance. Every single meal that I eat generally has these 3 components in it: protein, fat, and fiber, which keeps my blood sugar stable. Stable blood sugar equals balanced hormones. Balanced hormones equals clear skin. It's super simple. I don't often just eat carbs alone. In fact, anytime I do, I don't feel guilty per se, but I'm like, I'm spiking up my blood sugar pretty high. Like, I always pair carbs, any type of carb, with proteins or fats. So if I have toast, for example, I do love some toast in the morning. I'll have it with eggs or avocado. If I have a fruit, for example, I'll have it with nuts. So this morning I had an apple as my mid-morning snack, and I added almond butter. This is one of the most foundational principles you can understand about clear skin. Once you master this, you're really getting somewhere. Principle number 2 is going to surprise you, and that is that I want you to eat enough. I eat full meals intuitively. So I don't stuff myself, obviously, but I eat until I'm satisfied and full. Your body needs adequate calories. It needs a bunch of variety. We're going to get to that in a second. You need calories and nutrients to function, heal properly, have the right amount of energy. And restriction, I find, usually leads, if you restrict in one area, it starts to trickle down and you see this whole host of challenges that come as a result from not nourishing your body the right way you need to. All of my clients, when they start the Clear Code, I tell them, you are going to eat more and get clearer skin. And no one believes me. And then they do, but they don't. And then they see it in action. They're like, this is the way. Principle number 3 is variety. I'm not eating the same things every day. I will say I have good routines that I stick to. So I follow my principles. I'll tell you more about those in a second, but I'm not eating the same exact food every single day. Your gut health in particular really thrives when you're eating a bunch of different foods. You really need variety from a clear skin perspective to support you the best. Principle number 4 is actually to be very flexible. Most of the time, 80% of the time, I eat really, really well and in a way that supports clear skin, gut health, blood sugar, all the things. And then 20% of the time, I'm flexible. I go out to dinner. I have pizza. I will have donuts on the weekends. I will really enjoy myself. Principle number 5 is very important. I see you because you're watching this. And it is that I do not have guilt or shame when I eat ever. Ever. And I don't want you to either. Fundamentally, it's not even great for your skin because guilt equals stress. Stress equals higher levels of cortisol. Higher levels of cortisol will equal breakouts at the pore level. So enjoying your food, actually savoring it as you're eating and jumping back onto your 80% awesome the next day, the next meal, is way better than stressing about every single bite that you're taking. And fundamentally, food freedom isn't really about what you're eating specifically, right? It's not about the specific meal plan as much as it's about your relationship with food, which is really important. I know these principles might sound kind of broad. We'll get deeper into them. But that being said, these are what allow me to feel really great every day and still have pizza on Friday nights. I talk about this all the time. Pizza on Friday nights really is like my thing. And or donuts on the weekend. Because when you're able to follow these principles 80% of the time, you don't have to think about what's happening the other 20% of the time. So let's discuss this 80-20 approach I've been alluding to the entire time. So this is the main framework that guides everything I do and a huge framework that we use in the Clear Code. I've mentioned it. 80% of the time, I'm eating really well in a way that nourishes my gut, my liver, my blood sugar, all of the things. And 20% of the time, I eat whatever I want and I enjoy it. This is because your body doesn't need perfection. I promise you, okay? It needs consistency and then it needs a little bit of variety here or there. That's what I've found. I think the key to life too, in general, is a side note caveat. Being really consistent with the things that are really important to you 80% of the time, and then 20% of the time, living free. Spontaneity, right? And that applies to every aspect of your life. If you are too rigid, you will be miserable. If you are too unstructured, you will probably not get what you want. So you got to find the happy medium, and 80-20, it's the way. Here's a little client story to kind of illustrate this principle perfectly. So Keely came to me after 2 years of really restrictive eating. She couldn't eat gluten, dairy, sugar, legumes, nightshades, right? We've all seen all of these lists on the internet of things to not eat. And her skin, of course, was still broken out and she was miserable. She couldn't go to restaurants. She couldn't eat at friends' houses. Her entire life revolved around restriction. But when we walked through her Clear Code protocol analysis, we found that her actual issues were insulin resistance and gut dysbiosis, not gluten or dairy. It's often not gluten or dairy. So we created a protocol that addressed those systems. We reintroduced food strategically. And for the first time, she had bread without guilt, some sourdough toast, and felt freer than she had in years. And a few months later, her skin was clearer than it had been in years. Not because we found some magic food to avoid, but because we addressed her actual root acne triggers and created a protocol that she could sustain forever. This is the difference between restriction and nourishment. Okay, now that you understand the main principles, right? We've got those 5 principles plus the 80-20 rule. Let's apply it to how I eat daily. For a typical weekday morning breakfast, I have a few scrambled eggs, so 3, cooked in butter, with spinach, cherry tomatoes mixed in, half an avocado on the side, 2 slices of sourdough toast with butter, and a handful of blueberries. And let's see how the principles that I just talked about apply to this meal. So we have protein. Eggs have about 18 grams. We have fats, butter and avocado. We have fiber, spinach, tomatoes, and berries. And then we have carbs, sourdough toast. So notice I'm eating bread with butter. And my skin is still clear. For lunch, I'll have some type of big salad with mixed greens, grilled chicken, roasted sweet potato, cucumbers, bell peppers, feta cheese, homemade olive oil, and lemon dressing, side of hummus with carrots. And again, let's go over how this fits into the principles that I've been talking about. The chicken probably gives us 25 to 30 grams of protein. We have the fats and the olive oil, the feta, the hummus. The fiber is in all of the vegetables, and the carbs are found in the sweet potato. This is a balanced plate, and I'm not suffering, I'm not hungry, and also too, I will make sure there are enough carbs, because if I just have vegetables or protein, like just have vegetables and protein together, so chicken Caesar salad, for example, I will be starving in approximately 10 minutes. And so it's really important that you're mixing everything in a way that works for you and that fills you up. Let's go over a classic dinner. So I'll have something like salmon, wild-caught salmon, roasted Brussels sprouts and broccoli with garlic and olive oil and quinoa on the side. Again, let's go over how this fits into our specific principles. So the salmon has a lot of protein. Again, depending on your cut, you could have anywhere from 25 to 40 grams. The cruciferous vegetables support liver detoxification, and they have fiber. They're complex carbohydrates. And then the quinoa gives us complex carbs. I also will often cook like I shared Brussels sprouts and cruciferous vegetables in olive oil, so that adds your healthy fat. From a snacks perspective, again, very important, because all of us, I am a snacker. Around mid-morning, so like 2 to 3 hours after I eat breakfast and 2 to 3 hours after I eat lunch, I'm hungry. I don't need a whole meal, but I need something good to help me stay like steady. And if I grab the wrong thing, like if I just go grab a cookie or a muffin, I will crash down and it's not pretty. So what I'll have in the morning will be like a plain Greek yogurt with some nuts and berries. And then in the afternoon, I'll have something like an apple with some almond butter, or I'll have celery plus some berries maybe with almond butter again. I do like a good almond butter. I feel like it helps satiate you. Yeah, it just like helps fill you up in a healthy way. And then on Friday nights, I eat pizza. I talk about this all the time because everyone has that meal, right? We all have something. I'm trying to think of what my clients have loved over the years. Like I remember one client had Sunday night dinner. Her family was Italian. So they had Sunday night dinner. So that was like pasta and meatballs and chicken parm and all these things. And understandably, she wanted to have a good Sunday night dinner every Sunday night. And I was like, you need to do that. Or I had a client who really loved red wine and wanted red wine a few times a week. And I was like, you need to do that. Here's what we'll do to support your liver. It's fine. Or like me, I'll use myself as an example again. I love donuts. They're like my favorite. Again, I have very niche specific interests. I'm a creature of habit, I think, in way more ways than I know. And I love donuts on the weekends. And they're totally fine for me to grab as long as I didn't have donuts every day. It's fine. Weekend brunch example would be something like scrambled eggs, bacon, avocado, tomatoes, a croissant. So whenever I go out to brunch, this is how I roll because I love brunch. Probably more than I like dinners out. I don't know if you're a brunch girly. I'm kind of tired and I'm early to bed, early to rise. So I love brunch. So when I go to brunch, I will often get some type of egg dish. So it'll be like an egg omelet, egg something. And then I will combine it with a little croissant, a little tartine on the side. I went to this restaurant recently and they had tartines. So like a warm piece of toast with butter and jam. It's delightful. So I always pair things so that I know I'm getting some high quality protein. I'm not spiking my blood sugar up, but then I'm also having a little snack. All of that being said, here's what I want you to take away from this, especially if you've clicked on this video wanting a really specific meal plan. And I get it. And I talk about that. I have other videos where I go into that. I have so many downloads and guides on exact recipes. So I'll leave a few of those below. But that being said, I actually think giving you a super specific meal plan right now today is going to go against what you're trying to do, which is to live more and stress less. So instead, what I want you to take from this video are a few things. Number one, you don't have to restrict forever to have clear skin. Clearly, I eat pizza and donuts for the 80th time in this video, and all of my clients do and still keep their skin clear. So please know that that's a fact. The next time you go and you think, I have to remove dairy to get clear skin, that's not true. I don't think I've worked with over 1,000 clients over a decade, and I don't think I've ever had a client who was uniquely and solely triggered by cheese or milk. It's never happened. There are always factors involved. And that being said, quick caveat, we have a natural clear skin blueprint masterclass where I'm going into the 3 secrets that I've followed to clear my acne naturally in 30 days. And we talk about the sugar, dairy, gluten restriction element. So if you want to watch that, comment masterclass below this video and I will send you over the link. Second principle I want you to understand is that balance is more sustainable than perfection. You can't white knuckle a highly restrictive diet for the rest of your life and have a great, fulfilling, happy experience, I don't think. And this comes from someone who has done the most restrictive, intense, disciplined things on the planet. Believe me, I've done it all. You need balance to be able to sustain anything you decide to do. Number 3 is that there's no one food that's causing you to break out. It's a compilation of all 6 root acne triggers that are contributing to your challenges that are driving you insane right now. So stop looking for the one thing. Please, I want you to stop. I was on a call with an applicant to the Clear Code a few weeks ago, and we talked through all of these principles. And still at the end, she said, do you think I should get GI map testing done? Or no, should I get food intolerance testing done? Again, I have videos on food intolerances as well. Comment below and I can link you to them. It's never one thing. 4th principle that I want you to know is that food freedom is the goal long term. You want to go out to brunch with your friends with 0 makeup on and you want to order whatever you want. That's the goal, right? That's why we're here. It's not to define all of these really restrictive, I can't have seed oils, I can't touch this, that condiment's bad, but feeling free in your bare skin is the goal. So if you're watching this and all of it's resonating and you're thinking, I want this, I want to be able to eat normally without worrying, what do I do? Step 1, I want you to master blood sugar balance. So every meal you're having proteins plus fats plus fiber. This is non-negotiable. Start here. Step 2, I want you to eat enough. Stop restricting portions. Eat until you're satisfied. You need fuel. Step 3, address your root acne triggers. If you break out every time you eat certain foods, it's not the foods, it's what's happening internally. Take my acne personality quiz below this video to start to get an idea of why you're breaking out in the first place. Step 4 is to add foods back in slowly. If you've been highly restrictive, don't add in everything all at once. It's an overload. Just go one by one, take it 2 to 3 weeks at a time. Let's say you haven't had sugar, dairy, or gluten for a few months. Start adding back in some gluten. That's probably the least offensive out of all the 3. And take it easy. Do that for 2 or 3 weeks. Your skin won't freak out, I promise. And then add dairy in, right? Take it slow. Step 5 is an addendum, and that's to work with someone who understands this process. And If you've been struggling with restriction or food fear or you've been trying to clear your acne for 6 months or more, that's exactly why we created the Clear Code. In the Clear Code, we don't put you on a restrictive diet. We don't tell you that you can never have pizza or chocolate again. We identify your specific root acne triggers, the real reason your skin is breaking out, and we create a personalized protocol that addresses those patterns while still allowing you to live your life. We teach you how to balance your blood sugar so your hormones stay stable in a sustainable way, how to support your gut so that you can actually digest and absorb nutrients, how to optimize your liver, how to eat in a way that's sustainable forever, and we help you develop a healthy and balanced approach to food, eating, and clearing your acne. If this sounds interesting to you, click the link below to apply the program. We take a limited number of clients per month to make sure everyone gets the focus and attention that they need. And that being said, we tend to fill up towards the end of the month. So if you're interested in joining, apply via the link below. Thank you for being here. If you felt this video was helpful or you know someone who could benefit from it, please send this over to them and make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit the bell to be notified when I post a new video.